So this study aims to extract what people think about something at the expression level from Twitter. So one of the key challenges lies in the wide diversity and informal nature of sentiment expressions in Twitter, which vary from single word to multi-word phrases and include both slang and formal expressions. Such diversity cannot be trivially enumerated or captured through predefined patterns. So we proposed an optimization-based approach, which can first extracting a diverse and richer set of sentiment expressions from Twitter, and second, assess the target-dependent polarity of each expression. So in our formulation of the assessing the polarity of each sentiment expression is a novel kind of formulation. It's based on constrained optimization problem. So here we give an example, such as last month, a lot of people on Twitter they talk about the movie The Avengers. And what do you think about this movie? Live up to the hype or not overrated? All these expressions are very diverse and some slangs and multi-word phrases of different lengths. So to capture these things, we cannot use any predefined syntactic patterns because that won't be enough. So what we do is first we collecting some general sentiment bearing words from lexical resources such as NPQA, General Inquirer, and the Sunday Word Net, and even from some online slang dictionary like Urban Dictionary. So we collect these words, just sentiment bearing words in general sense, collect these words, and then for each tweet we select the on-target root word, and then extract these n-grams that contain these on-target root words.
What is on-target?
That means they have some, we use something like the dependency relations, try to get whether this sentiment words is used on that target, is associated with that target.
And how do you get dependency relation?
Use Stanford parser. We use Stanford parser for that. We also use if this word is very close to that target, we also get that. So like two ways. Dependency relations and proximity.
Proximity.
Yes. And this is the first step. We collect all these candidate expressions. And in the next step, we connect all these candidate expressions with two kind of inter-expression relations. One is consistency relation and the other is inconsistent relation. The consistent relation means if these two expressions are connected in some tweet, and the polarity of both of them should be the same, like both positive or both negative. For the inconsistent relation, they connected by some words like but, though, these things, and or even some negation. That means these words have different polarities. So we connect these, or generate these two networks, or generate a network to connect all these expressions, use different relationships as a network. So as the next step, they build an optimization model to predict the polarity, the p probability and n probability of expression. P probability is the probability that an expression indicates positive sentiment, and n probability means the probability that an expression indicates negative sentiment. So the sum of both of them should be 1. And then from this p probability and n probability, we can get the consistency and inconsistent probability through this formula. And then we get the objective function. So in this objective function, the basic idea is to minimize the error between what we can get from this probability and what we can get from this network. So this part means they have a relation. This part means they have some, these two expressions have a relation in this network. And this is what we can get from this formula, which is using some probability formula to predict to estimate the consistent or inconsistent relations between two candidates. So we minimize this error, then we can get optimal result of the probability prediction. And here we can, to show this basic idea, we give this example. First, we have some like seed word. We already know the polarity of these words, like good. We just have very small set, like 100 words. These are seed words, so they have the known polarity. Then for in this network, because good and not disappointed, they have the consistent relation, and and the long and very good have inconsistent relation. So this kind of relation can be dynamically through a dynamic process can assign each of the expression the polarity probability. So if good and simple-minded they connected by some inconsistent relation, that means this one should be tend to be negative, something like that. So we can just propagate through this network. Then we can get all these P and N probability of each candidate. So we did the experiment on two data sets. One is about movie and the other is about persons. We connect these tweets from Twitter. Totally, we have this number of tweets about movie and this number of tweets about persons. We also built some manually annotated 3,000 tweets and label them with their sentiment polarity and identify all these sentiment expressions from these tweets. So here we can see some distributions of this data set. We can see from this table, we can see that in the movie domain, only 50% of the expressions are single word, and also the other single word.
Okay.
Unigram, and for the other 50%, nearly 50%, they are n-grams and with different lengths. So that also kind of demonstrate the diversity of the sentiment expressions in Twitter. And also from the part of speech perspective, they have half of the expressions are adjective, and also have verb and noun and other kind of part of speech of these expressions. So we compared our method with several different methods. These MPQHA and SWN, both of these three are lexicon-based approach. And this PLOP is proposed from a paper from ICWSM 2009, and it's a propagation method, kind of a heuristic-based or rule-based method. And then these two are our method. The difference between these two, this one is assigned 0.5 to all of these candidates as the initial P probability. And this one aside is initialize all these probability of these candidates using some using the root word set. So
how did you get that?
Here, we collect these root words from these lexical resources. So actually, just based on these things, we can assign whether this one is positive or negative. Just give an initial value. And then this is the result. We can see in both movie and person domains, our approach achieves the best result. So best precision is achieved by this const based on aside 0.5 to all these things, and also based less on this method get the highest recall.
It's interesting. I would have thought that GLX would be giving best results, but Comcast is also constant also is giving pretty good result.
Yeah, the const gave the best result. So this one gave the best recall. It kind of very reasonable because this one we assign each of these as their polarity in the lexicon, so it can capture more words of expressions. But for this one, we cannot capture more, but actually it's very kind of high precision thing. So from books domain, we can see this kind of characteristic. And we also did some experiment to increase the corpus size. And from here, we can also see that when we increase the corpus size, when we increase from 10,000 to 50,000. Actually, all these other baseline methods, they dramatically decrease. I mean, their F matter. But for our method, you can see some this F matter goes up with increasing size of copper.
Why is that?
So because if we get more tweets in that corpus, we can build more a bigger network. Then more relations should be there. So our optimization-based method can better capture whether this an expression is positive or negative, because it's based on more evidence. Kind of. So we can get this. So that's it.
Okay.